Hello, welcome to the CRL Show. I'm Paul Arandale.
I'm Geoff Stevenson.
Welcome to another episode. Footy is back. How good was it?
Yeah, well and truly back. The weather's still warm, but the season's begun. It's fantastic.
Yep, there was plenty of footy on BarTV Sports. If you didn't know, the New South Wales Rugby League TVs jumped aboard. Yep. Plus there was a it wasn't really an international game at Beresfield, took on the Philippine Admirals at Somerset Park. A good crowd turnout from what we heard. Yeah,
great to see that they've kicked off the season with an international so early, because often they are shoved at the end of the season. Yeah. So great to see one get so early in the year.
Yeah. Did you get out and about anywhere on the weekend?
I sat on my butt because I kind of knew that there was going to be a lot of quality rugby league on BarTV. And I was right. It was just day after day of the weekend, from pretty early on in the day as well, right through. So it was fantastic.
Awesome. I headed up to Cessnock, beautiful part of the world up there. And, shout out to the Governors Committee. They did a good job, and I don't want the ground announcing job either up there. It's a
tough one, tough gig.
Tough gig. Yeah.
There would have been a lot of tries to actually call for the ground announcer, because a lot of points scored on the day.
Yep. Yeah. I was commentary, helped out with the team list, and then would go back out to do the commentary. Cherie took over that part of the role, but it was good fun and a good crowd up there at Cessnock Sports Ground. Some good footy happening around the traps. Couple of sort of interesting moments, like our magic moments, things that caught our eye. It could be something spectacular, it could be a dog running on the field, whatever, but just a couple of moments from the games on the weekend. We'll get these couple of tries up first for you. The Knights are on the attack here. This is Harold Matthews, intercept, running the length of the field.
I love the youthful exuberance. Yep. A lot of players would have slowed down now, but look, it's three players trying to catch him and almost got there.
Yeah, fantastic. So that was the first one, and I always say, funny stuff or whatever happens in twos or threes. And a few miles down the road in Canberra, Belconnen, cross kick. Great catch, very AFL style. And she runs, you almost say 120 metres, because she ran across to take the catch. Yeah,
again, the fullback running from the other side of the field, not giving up on that. And, didn't lead to much, but good effort. Yeah.
This is a couple of magic moments for you. I've got one more. Parramatta for the Newcastle in the Harold Matts, the same game from that first try that we showed you. It was 18-all, and we'll go through the last couple of moments for you. So the Knights are on the attack, penalty for the fullback pushing the marker out the road. So the Knights, at this stage, there's about 2.5 minutes on the clock. They kicked the goal, so they're in front now 20-18. The clock's round down to about a minute. Short kickoff. Now it bounces inside the 10. The Knights play just stuck his hand out over the line, which warranted a penalty to Parramatta. So Para get the ball, frantically take a kick for touch, a couple of tackles later, charging towards the line. Now at this stage it had all been Knights. The Knights had done well to come back. Take the lead. And the big front row barges over. Parramatta win. The hooter sounds 5 seconds later, so a great win for the Eels in round one.
Yeah, and talk about the bounce of the ball. I originally thought that wasn't going to go the 10, that short kick-off, which would have been game over.
Yeah.
So just bounced enough for the Knights player to be tempted to touch it. I mean, he could have left it, but, it's one of those things in the middle of a game.
Yeah, it's it's not a bad rule now. It used to have to go the 10 on the full, but now it can bounce basically a centimetre in front of you as long as it rolls 10. So I don't mind that rule, but unfortunate for the Knights to go down on that one, but well done to Parramatta. They get the win.
And a lot of these competitions, it's the young ladies and men learning. So a lot of them would have learned a lot from the ins and outs of that finish.
Yeah. Well, we may as well go through the results from the weekend. As we know, this is the CRL show, but no country rugby league is kicked off yet. So we're going to go through the results from the first round of the New South Wales Rugby League rep games. And first up was the Lisa Fiaola Cup. They kicked off roughly around about 11 o'clock, and it was a big win for the Knights over South, 48-0. Central Coast Roosters, 28-0 over West Tigers. Illawarra 26-0 over St George. A lot of nils in the first round of the Lisa Fiaola Cup. Then Parramatta 34-6 over Canberra. Canterbury 62-0 over Norths. And Penrith, 26-10 over Cronulla. That's probably the closest one out of the lot.
Yeah, and there are plenty of points scored at this time of year too. Maybe the heat and the humidity kind of like dulling defences. Tarsha Gale Cup kicked off with round 1. Newcastle 42 points to 4 against Souths. The West Tigers beat Sydney 12 points to 10. Illawarra were good against St George. There's sort of a merged team in other comps there. 24 points to 12. Parramatta were 54 points to 12 winners over Canberra. Canterbury won 48 points to 4 against Norths, and Penrith 18-10 against Cronulla.
Yeah, some interesting results there. Not too. There was a couple of sort of big results, but a couple of close ones as well.
Yeah.
Harold Matt's round 1, Parramatta 24-20. We just showed you the final moments of that one. Souths 32-8 over St George. North Sydney a close one, 28-26 over the Sydney Roosters. Cronulla 30-16 over Penrith. Western Suburbs 42-4 over Balmain. That would have been an interesting clash between those two clubs.
Yeah.
Canterbury 22-18 over Canberra. Illawarra a strong win, 42-6 over Melbourne, and the Warriors 28-10 over Manly. That was the lone Sunday game.
Yeah, wow. Okay, SG Ball kicked off again, round 1. Parramatta defeated Newcastle comfortably this time, 36 points to 10. South beat St George 58 points to 12. Sydney beat North 56 to 12. Cronulla, close game between Penrith, 26 points to 18. Balmain got this one after losing in Harold Matts, 28 points to 16 against Wests. Canberra beat Canterbury 40 points to 22. Illawarra won in a close one against Melbourne, 20 points to 12, and Manly defeated the Warriors 28 to 14.
Yeah, on Sunday I tuned in, watched a bit of the Manly Warriors game, and I just love, Brookie Oval.
Yeah.
I just like they just open the gates and anyone can walk in, and there's people just walking their dogs. And I think a few of them are a bit, there's a game on today, I can't walk on the oval. I'll have to do the job on the hill.
I've wondered with those things, I've seen over the years, whether they know they're being streamed and whether they kind of like someone might say, I saw you walking your dog the other day. Like, what, walking down the street? No, I was watching BarTV.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're everywhere. As we just seen the results there, plenty of big scores. There was plenty of great tries too.
Yeah.
Here's a sample for you. We've got 5 that we picked out that we thought were pretty damn good. All right, first try. It goes through a couple of sets of hands. Matthew Humphries puts the kick in. Charlie Payton comes through, gets a lovely bounce, and Lancelot Tovio on the end of it to score the try for the Rabbitohs.
That bounce was something else.
SG Ball, Melbourne Storm here. Jordan Hamlin with the kick. And Moza McGurk passes it back in. Edward Lyons, apologies, Asmaya, I think I've got your name wrong there, but a great try for the Storm.
Yeah.
It's good to see a little bat. Here's a little pinch here from Joshua Vella. Western Suburbs v Balmain. Pinches it there. Piece of mind to get up, pass it to his 5'8", Javon Lely. And he runs away to score another try for the Western Suburbs.
Doesn't give up, tries to run it round. I love the effort.
Fourth try here was the Parramatta Lisa Fiaola Cup team here. Just through the sets of hands here. It's just good teamwork here from the Eels. They scored a fair few tries here, but Freedom Crichton Rapati on the end this one, she did extremely well to keep her boots up in the air before grounding the ball.
Yeah.
And the final one here, the Newcastle Knights, Harold Matts. We go down the sideline here with Cade Patton. Now, he thinks about passing it there, but now watch the flick here. The Gidley flick back into his fullback teammate, Riley Rostrom. Good chase there from Chase Attar there from the Eels, but a good try from Rostrom. In the end, it wasn't enough. The Knights going down 24-20 in that Harold Matt's game, but a great try. Some good tries there. Yeah,
fantastic. And I think a lot of the teams, not just for those tries, but from what I saw on the weekend, be happy with the combinations because it's round 1.
Yeah.
You look at some of that, you look 20, 30 years ago at first grade, everyone kind of said, it takes a couple of rounds for everyone to find their feet and for the outside backs to get their kind of like combinations correct. Some of that stuff looks like they've been playing for like 10 weeks. It's fantastic.
It's kind of funny. A lot of these guys are playing trials just before Christmas.
Yeah.
It was a really hot period too. Well, up here in Newcastle it was. But so a lot of those guys would have, a few trials, put a few kegs on during Christmas and then back into it.
And really straight into it. They wouldn't have had a lot of prep. Really early Feb. So they wouldn't have a lot of prep getting into that. So good, full credit to them and the coaches and the systems, I guess.
Yeah.
Well done.
All right, a little later on we'll have the big hits of the week, but there were the tries, and if you think you saw better, let us know at rugbyleague@bartv.com.au. All the try clips are up there on the website, so you don't have to sift through the whole games. You just scroll down and have a look at some fantastic tries from round one of all the junior reps.
Yeah.
All right, Geoff, let's get around the groups.
Yep, fantastic. There's quite a bit going on. There's a little bit of housekeeping from last year we'll go through later on as well. I think I just mentioned last week the Tenterfield Tigers were hoping to get a team in the Border League. It's been confirmed. So they had a meeting last week trying to get player numbers, and they're good to go. So it sounds and looks like they're really excited up Tenterfield way to be getting a team back in the town, really. Yeah. We talked about other teams. Lots of great news of teams coming back, like Corindai. Yeah. The Grasshoppers are going to be back and that kind of stuff. Plenty of great news stories around teams getting back into the fold or playing first grade again. Another one there's been a push for is the return of the CRL Cup, which I know you might be familiar with, people might not be. It's sort of the Riverina's Super Bowl, really. Right, okay. Well, not Super Bowl, I shouldn't say. It's a rep Group 9 team and a rep Group 20 team over the years have played each other at the end of the season to basically decide which group is the best. Is a group of group of the year or anything like that. Yeah. And it was being taken pretty seriously there over the years. It kind of disappeared because of COVID, came back for a year after COVID, and then it was last played in 2022. All right. So I don't know whether it's just a congested season and a few other reasons why it hasn't happened the past couple of years, but there's been a drive from the players saying we want it back. So that's a good sign, because I think it's played sort of September-ish, and I think I would think at that time of the year it might be the players that say we want a break. We actually don't want to play that time of year. We're done. We've had our grand finals. We've had our Mad Monday or Philly Sunday or whatever. So we'll see where that goes, but it could be great. A pretty old comp.
I think it's Group 2 and Group 1 maybe, up the Mid-North Coast. They do a similar thing where they play sort of randomly after all the country championships and all that. Might also be towards the back end of the season as well. But,
and it's one of those ones you think you want to preserve this stuff, and I think that's what they're kind of saying. You know, if no one brings it back, it's dead. It'll be one of those things we talk about as something historical rather than actually like something that's still continuing on. So the housekeeping is the Clayton's Cup of 2024. I didn't address it last week. Okay. But we talked about it at length last season. And of course the winner was the Camden Rams. It was official. The cup was handed over. I really like, I think last year Golgong, that New South Wales Rugby League rep went out there and on their presentation night, handed the cup over. And there was a lot of emotion around it. Like they're actually like that. They talked about the former Group 6 teams that have won it. So it goes back to Picton Magpies in 1966, Mittagong won in 1991, and the East Campbelltown Eagles won in 2012. But somebody was sort of, I guess, there's enough people, old boys around the club, they remember the stories, and they said that Camden Rams almost won it in 1972.
Right. Okay.
And apparently they had to beat Cobar. Cobar of all teams. I don't know.
Cobar?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Cobar won it.
Yes,
but
right.
But to be undefeated, they just had to. They lost one game on the buzzer to give it up, and then Cobar were undefeated, and Cobar won.
So, geez, that would have been one hell of a road.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. Sorry, I missed. Very confused there. But Cobar were undefeated.
It's and round 2 for us.
So I know, we'll catch it up.
No trials for us, we're straight into it.
But Cobar were undefeated and they lost one game on the buzzer. Yeah. So they were like, 72 was the year they all knew down there we almost got it. So there were a lot of old fellas there who remembered that going, you know what, this has been a long time waiting, but they got it.
Yeah.
Scone missed out. There's still that sort of conjecture about how you get it. There's not just how many games you win, there's for and against, there's the level of competition, number of teams, number of games played. I don't know whether the Thoroughbreds, Scone were undefeated as well, as Camden. They missed out. They actually had a better points difference. They had a points difference of 594 to Camden's 569.
Okay.
But again, I think we talked last year about it. It's not just about that. So I don't know whether Scone folk are just going, you know what, we did our best. What more can you do? But it is a curious one. I think I feel for the New South Wales Rugby League, because what do you do?
Yeah.
You got 2 undefeated teams. You got to make a decision, or you have 2 winners.
Maybe that's where Duckworth Lewis system.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's fancy.
That's exactly it. I was thinking that because I didn't look too deeply into how many games each comp plays. I reckon that could be a factor. I don't know. So another team coming back, the Murrurundi Mavericks. They're only coming back to reserve grade in Group 21, but they're back.
Yep.
From like some teams dropped down to reserves and stuff. They're on hiatus. They like didn't field a team last year. So they are back. There's a photo that you'll see on the screen of Shannon Brooks and Daniel Seves, who are the co-coaches.
Okay.
And a lot of excitement. It's sort of like Tenterfield. I think you can sort of feel a bit of buzz about, our team is back kind of thing. So especially the long shot. But if you're living in the area and you want to, lace the boots up, I don't think anyone will complain in Murrurundi or Tenterfield or Corindi.
Yeah.
Or probably any town right now in regional New South Wales and Queensland.
So that's interesting. I know they're a fair way apart, Murrurundi and Corindi, but that's great for Group 21 to have 2 teams returning.
Yeah, that's right. They're back.
Yeah.
And it's small steps, and I think they know it. So we'll start with reserves and go from there. But that's great news. And something that's going to affect the coverage of on BarTV, the what we offer on BarTV. The regional Magic round was announced in the break. I thought I'd mention as well, where a fantastic idea. So it involves the Knock-On Effect Cup.
Yep.
They have had a Magic round before in the city. I think they played at North Sydney.
Yep.
It was pretty good success.
Yeah.
They've decided to take it to the country, but they're working in conjunction with Group 4. So the weekend will be a 3-day league fest at Scully Park, where they play a round of Group 4 Rugby League and then 5 games of Knock-On Effect Cup, all in one weekend. So, I mean, if you lived out that way, I reckon I'd just get to the ground. If you're looking for a weekend away, just pick the 9th, the 11th of May. Just even if you've got no rugby league fans in your family, just say, let's just go to Tamworth. That'd be nice. And wouldn't you know, there's a rugby league carnival on. But there'll be some big name players out there. Knock-On Effect Cup has some quality players out there. It'll be a huge weekend when you think about it. I think it'll, Group 4. I think that'll be 6 games of footy.
Yeah, it'll be a few.
And then 5 games of New South Wales Cup. It starts with the Friday night there. Friday night football will be Werris Creek versus Gunnedah. So if you're going to the Knock-On Effect, mainly for the Knock-On Effect Cup stuff, it'd be great to also rock up and get there for that first game. Yeah. Friday night footy. Tamworth. It's a great place to watch footy, Scully Park.
It is.
Like you're sort of close to the action and stuff. And there's sportsman lunches and stuff that'll come and be announced. Yeah. Details will be announced later. But I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. That's on, was it 9, 10 and 11th of May?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it's sort of a bit far away, but, it'll come up pretty soon.
Pretty quick, yeah.
And they have announced the play. You look on the website, the New South Wales Rugby League website, about what Knock-On Effect Cup teams are playing. I don't think all of them are, but that's probably a logistical thing.
Yeah, I think it's New Zealand Warriors in Canberra. They're playing at Collies down in Wollongong.
I thought it might have been a logistical thing for some of them, like the Warriors travel enough, I guess, and that they want to send a team from over in Auckland and then also have to go to Tamworth when their first grade team might be playing in the city or something. That makes sense. But that'll be fun. I'm tempted to make my way up there. It'll be kind of good. Group 16 news.
Yeah.
The Narooma Devils are back. So we've lost the Snowy River Bears out of that competition, and the Narooma Devils are returning after a bit of a hiatus.
Okay.
On top of that, they're actually, I love it. I love this kind of news. They're getting a $1 million upgrade to their ground, Bill Smythe Oval. I think it's Smith or Smythe. Bill Smythe Oval. New spectator facility. It's great for the community because what they've essentially done is they've created a new football ground. So they've said their football ground is also the AFL ground in Narooma. And it's a great rugby league heartland. Chris Houston is from there, the former Knight. It's essentially means now, by the looks of it, they can run AFL games and league games at the same time, or they can run 2 rugby league games or whatever. So good news down that way as well. And it'll be interesting. Group 16 sponsorship news.
All right.
I don't know whether I'm gonna. I like this.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm going to say I like this. I don't want to say, like, some people get a bit about this, but I think there's not enough money flowing into rugby league clubs. I'm all for this, but the Jamboree Superoos have a naming rights sponsor, I guess it's called.
Okay.
So they're now known as the Jamboree Golden Valley Superoos.
Okay.
I think that's what they want to be referred to.
Right, okay.
So it's not just like Jamboree Superoos sponsored by, it's the Jamboree Golden Valley Superoos.
Right.
It's not the Peaches.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, did you think the Peaches?
I was thinking that. I'm like, geez.
Did you think the Peaches?
They're keen to come all the way out from Shepparton to,
Yeah,
sponsor.
and I thought it'd be great. You could. Well, I'll if I go there, I'll be eating my Golden Valley there anyway. But it's a local, what do you call it? Land development. It's going to be
Right. Okay.
You can buy a block of land at Golden Valley.
Golden Valley, is it?
Golden Valley.
Oh, I thought it was Golden Valley.
Well,
that's what's got me
it's heard, but
confused.
it's Golden Valley. I think was another product. Maybe Golden Valley was the Peaches.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm just going mad, and I just thought I forgot that it was Golden.
Hey, Golden Valley's just got a good plug on the CRL show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, what I thought was, could we be the CRL Golden Valley show?
We could be. Yeah.
I mean, I'm up for anything, really, if you are.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's something new.
Pretty much what we are now, because we've just said it about 15 times.
I
in the
know,
last 2
and they've
minutes.
got great plots of land at low prices.
Oh, right. Excellent.
If they turn out to be dodgy, I don't want to, like, I've got that on tape now. Anyway.
Yeah, so I've just watched the second season of Black Snow.
Oh.
So that goes through all land development and all that. So hopefully it's not like that.
Wow. No,
Yeah.
it would be. Don't
Spoiler alert if you haven't watched that, but it's on another network. So
you don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Just watch some footy on the CRL show. Anyway, I thought it was a first. I can't really think of another club that it's to the point where their website is now Jamboree Golden Valley Superoos. So they're really embracing the change.
Yeah.
Like I said, do you have a problem with it? I sort of think if there's money involved and these clubs need money.
Well, just depending on if they stick with it, it sort of leaves the door open that Toyota could jump on board, and you're now known as the Cardiff Toyota Cobras or something like
Great
that.
idea.
Yeah, it's just.
I know what you mean. I wasn't sure which way to go, but then I thought we're talking about clubs that are struggling.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Jamboree is necessarily particularly struggling, but if it's going to help, I think in the end most people are just going to call them Jamboree or Jamboree Superoos.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's something new. Yeah. Like I said, I can't think of another time I've heard of a regional club saying, no, we're changing our name, essentially. Yeah. Anyway, interesting stuff. And that's my Around the Groups.
Awesome. Very informative as usual, Geoff. Yeah. You learn a lot.
Yes, and anyway, like I said, we could be
Peaches.
the CRL Toyota show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or something like that. CRL.
Sully's painting.
Yeah, beautiful. We'll go with anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's plenty stacks of clubs out there hitting their pre-season pretty hard by the sound of it. So looking forward to it. It won't be too long before we'll be getting some game time out in the rural and regional rugby league.
All right, speaking of hitting things pretty hard, there were some big hits on the weekend, the New South Wales junior reps. Here's a sample of what happened on the weekend and what's to come in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. Here are the big hits.
Bring it on.
All right, the first one is Ruby Wilhelmus from the Newcastle Knights. Lovely shot. Her old Madison Clark, she just come onto the field, and that was her welcome to Battley Park at Cessnock. A kick-off. There's always good big hits from a kick-off. And Lawata Latu here charging at the St George Dragons defence. It was just like 10-pin bowling, just watching them all being skittled out of the road.
They all had a crack, but it was not easy.
Kayla Horvath, a big tackle here on Henny Mayers of Cronulla. Good shot there from Kayla from the Penrith Panthers Lisa Fiaola Cup. We're up at Newcastle, Ryder Crosswell and Zara McKay on the end of this one, lifting up Dom Ferrugia of Parramatta.
Yeah.
And finally, probably the best one of the week, Illawarra v Melbourne. If you blink, you've missed it.
Yeah.
Halapia Mona.
Yeah, I like those ones where there's the bump and the stand above them and say, you're going to get up? You just take the tackle.
Yeah, so that's the first instalment of the big hits. I said some absolute beauties. If you saw better, let us know. We'll try and share them on the social media. But some couple of good ones to kick off the season.
And I've never been a big hitter. I've never been a hitter, really. So never really played the game much. But I think during the hot weather, during the warmer weather, I think it'd be harder to get that kind of energy up, to do that kind of tackling. Like I think it's a credit to them. They were hot days. I don't know, Cessnock would have been pretty damn hot on the weekend up that way.
It was very
muggy.
humid, muggy up there. So I assume it'd be the same in the Illawarra area.
The quality all around is impressive in that, when you look at that. And when you look at like New South, NRL, they'll have drink breaks and all that kind of stuff, and they'll slow the play down and stuff like that. And these young fellas are just going hard.
Yep, they certainly are.
Yeah.
All right, mate, another big weekend of rugby league on BarTV. The Andrew Johns and Laurie Daly Cups, they kick off along with the Lisa Fiaola regional competition. We'll go through the fixtures. Obviously, times may vary midweek from when we're recording this, so make sure you either come back to BarTV, check the time for kickoffs, or go to newsouthwalesrugbyleague.com.au for updates on kickoff times. But Lisa Fiaola Cup, round 2. Cronulla's at home to Manly. Norths at home to Parramatta. Penrith host Canterbury. Souths and St George do battle. West Tigers, that is, in Canberra. And finally, Central Coast v Newcastle. I believe that's at Mascot.
Yeah, nice. And now to the Tarsha Gale Cup, second round there. Cronulla take on Manly. Norths play Parramatta. Penrith play Canterbury. Souths are up against St George. Wests are against playing Canberra. And there's an Indigenous game, All-Star game, I guess you call it.
Indigenous Academy.
Indigenous Academy game against Newcastle. Fantastic.
Yeah. Harold Matthews, round 2. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs host Western Suburbs Magpies. Balmain take on St George. Manly and Central Coast do battle. North Sydney are at home to the Newcastle Knights. Melbourne Storm, they get their first crack at home against South Sydney. Also the Sydney Roosters hosting Parramatta. Cronulla and Canberra do battle. And finally Penrith v the New Zealand Warriors.
Yeah, now to SG Ball round 2. Canterbury take on West, both running off losses last round. Balmain play St George. Manly against Illawarra. Norths play Newcastle. Melbourne up against Souths. Sydney against Parramatta. Cronulla play Canberra. And Penrith play the Warriors.
All right, Andrew Johns Cup and the Laurie Daly Cup. It's the same teams battling it out. Just as I mentioned about time changes, there's been a few with the regionals, so make sure you check back to the New South Wales Rugby League website or BarTV for times, as it's a bit fluid at the moment. Newcastle Maitland Region Knights, they host the North Coast Bulldogs. Northern Tigers, they're at home at Scully Park to the Central Coast Roosters. The Macarthur Tigers, they take on the Riverina at Kirkman. Monaro and Northern Rivers do battle. That is now at Canberra. And South Coast Illawarra, Dragons, Steelers, Western Rams do battle. I've got that it's Illawarra South Coast region, I think. I'll get it right eventually.
No, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Lisa Fiaola Cup, the regional Lisa Fiaola Cup games are ahead again. Like check the website for times or double check. Yep. Riverina up against North Coast. Northern play Western and Northern Rivers play Monaro. Or Monaro? Do you say Monaro? Monaro.
Some people say Monaro and Monaro.
Yeah, I prefer Monaro. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's what's happening on BarTV this weekend. There's a few other bits and pieces happening, but that's all your Rugby League, New South Wales Rugby League reps. Round 1 in the can.
Yep. Moving
into round 2, and all systems go at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people will say, "Oh, the footy season's not far away." We're here saying and showing you it has begun. So there's plenty of footy to watch. If you don't have the app, if you're watching this not on the app, get the BarTV app because it's the best way to do it. Easy, fluid, piece of cake, really easy to understand, and you go, right, I'm going to watch this game and then that game and all the highlights on there. It's a fantastic way to take on BarTV.
Yep. And a lot of the other competitions that we cover kick off mid-April. They're all starting trials now. So I know a few of the Denton Cup in Newcastle, they're locking in trials. So it's all system go.
It's all happening pretty quick. Yeah, it'll come up very quick.
All right, Geoff, if you're going out and about, where are you heading to?
I don't know. It's actually, there's quite a lot to consume.
Yeah.
That lounge looks really good sometimes when I look at all of those games, but I don't know. I might get out to some SG ball games because there's plenty of interest in that, and it's really I don't know. Some of those young guys there, they play some pretty enterprising footy. It's great to watch. Well,
there's probably one better place than the lounge to watch, and that's the BarTV office. We have the Matrix, the big screen. So if there's 30 games going at once, the big screen, you can watch them all. You get a bit cross-eyed after a while.
Yeah, I was going to say, you damage your eyeballs. I don't know how it's possible, but you easily could.
It's going to be another big weekend on BarTV Sports. If you're watching this for the first time, you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. You get access not only to all the New South Wales Rugby League content, but also all the other competitions that we cover. Plus, you can go back through the archives and watch some of the guys who are now running around in first grades when they started off. So I can think of a couple of Central boys that are now doing good stuff in the NRL. Plenty of stuff.
We'll look ahead to some signings for some certain clubs and stuff in the next few weeks as we head towards kick-off of some comps like Denton Engineering Cup. Yeah. There's going to be some quality players in those competitions on BarTV screens this year.
Yeah, and there's already transfers happening with players who have signed and then decided they wanted to go somewhere else.
So it's always a bit of rumour and gossip about those things as well.
Season,
it's going to be a great season on BarTV, and I'm looking forward to it's kicked off and it's just amping up.
Yeah. All right, that's it for the CRL show. We'll hope to catch you back next week. If you can't get out to a game, you can watch it here on BarTV Sports. But Paul Arandale, Geoff Stevenson signing off. We'll catch you next time.
Cheers.